Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.
Welcome back to AI Hub, the show that keeps you up to speed, I guess, on the crazy world of AI.
That's right.
I'm Larry.
And I'm Amanda, and we are going to jump right into it today.
Yeah, today we're diving deep into this story that has everyone kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
Deepseek, it's a Chinese AI company, and it seems like everyone's banning them.
Yeah, they're facing bans all over the place, from countries to organizations.
But the funny thing is,
It is.
their AI models and apps, their chatbot apps, were super popular.
They were. Like, everyone was talking about them.
Like going viral popular?
Yeah, super trendy, very buzzy.
So what made them so popular?
I think a lot of it had to do with just how easy they were to use.
Okay.
And they were also offering, some really advanced features. Like,
Yeah.
you could get help with creative writing, you could generate really realistic images,
Right.
You could even get coding help.
Really?
Yeah, and people were really impressed with how sophisticated these tools were.
So everybody's loving these apps.
Uh-huh.
And then wham, the bans start dropping.
Yeah.
Italy, Taiwan, the U.S. Congress, Texas, even the Pentagon and NASA are getting in on this.
That's a big deal.
What happened?
Well,
Why is everyone suddenly so concerned about Deepseek?
I think the core of the issue is data privacy,
Okay.
and specifically how Chinese law plays into all of this.
Yeah.
So Deepseek's privacy policy, it clearly states that all the user data, everything, is stored in China. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky.
Okay.
Chinese law actually requires organizations to share data with intelligence officials if they're asked.
Oh, wow.
So,
But even if Deepseek isn't like actively handing over data,
yeah,
there's a chance the Chinese government could get access to it.
exactly. That's the concern.
It's a little unsettling.
It is a bit unnerving, right?
And that's why everyone is like hitting the brakes.
Yeah, this isn't just some hypothetical worry about data privacy.
Right.
This is a real risk.
It is.
Think about it.
Yeah.
All those conversations you've had with that chatbot, all those prompts you've given it, the pictures you've generated, that's your personal data.
Uh-huh.
And the idea that a foreign government could access all of that,
Right.
that's what has everyone on edge.
It's like a digital version of someone like reading over your shoulder
Yeah,
while you're typing.
exactly. Not a great feeling.
No.
Not at all.
So how are these bans actually like playing out?
Yeah.
Is it just like a bunch of strongly worded letters?
It's more than just letters.
Okay.
There are some real consequences.
Okay, so let's look at some examples.
Okay.
Let's start with Italy.
Okay, so Italy was actually one of the first countries to really take action against Deepseek.
Uh-huh.
They've got this data protection authority,
Okay.
which enforces the EU's, general data protection regulation, the GDPR.
Yeah, the GDPR. We've talked about that before.
Right. It's that law that sets really strict rules about how personal data can be collected, stored, used within the EU.
So Italy's basically saying, hold on, are you guys even playing by the rules here?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
They launched an investigation into Deepseek's data practices.
And what did Deepseek say to that?
Their response was interesting.
Yeah.
They argued that because all the data was being stored in China, their apps, they weren't actually under the jurisdiction of EU law.
Oh, so they were trying to say they're playing by a different set of rules.
Yeah, you could see it that way.
Sneaky.
But Italy wasn't buying it.
Okay.
Their data protection authority, they disagreed. And they removed Deepseek's apps from both the Apple and the Google app stores in Italy.
Wow, they didn't mess around.
Nope, they sent a pretty clear message.
Yeah.
And it set a precedent for other countries.
Right, so then what about Taiwan?
Taiwan took an even more serious approach. They saw Deepseek as a straight-up threat to their national security.
National security, wow.
Yeah, they were not playing.
That's serious.
Their Ministry of Digital Affairs specifically called out this risk of cross-border transmission and information leakage.
Oh.
They were worried about sensitive information, potentially ending up in the wrong hands.
So what did they do?
They went for a full ban on Deepseek.
Wow.
Across all government agencies, schools, state-owned enterprises.
So basically, anyone connected to the Taiwanese government was told, hands off Deepseek.
Pretty much.
Wow.
They're making it very clear that Deepseek is a risk they are not willing to take. Even if it means maybe missing out on some of the benefits of their AI.
Okay, so then what about the U.S. Navy?
Yeah, they went down a similar path, but they were a little bit more low-key about it.
Yeah, I remember reading something about that. They sent out an email basically saying, stay away from Deepseek.
That's right. They sent it out to all service members, prohibiting the use of Deepseek products.
And what was their reasoning for that?
They cited potential security and ethical concerns.
Ethical concerns. That's interesting.
Yeah, this is one of the few instances where we see those ethical concerns being explicitly mentioned.
That does raise some interesting questions.
It does.
Because now it's not just about data privacy, but it's also about the potential ethical implications of using this technology.
Right. What does that even mean?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, what exactly are those concerns?
It's a good question. And unfortunately, we don't have all the answers.
Right.
But what we do know is that Deepseek has been really quiet throughout all of this.
Yeah. It's
really quiet.
The article that we're using for this focuses a lot on the bans and the concerns around Deepseek. But there's not much about their response.
No, very little.
It's like a strange silence, isn't it?
It is. It adds to the mystery.
It does.
What is their side of the story?
Right.
Are they trying to address any of these concerns?
It feels like a missing piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
But even without that missing piece, we're starting to get a clearer picture.
We are.
Widespread bans across industries, countries, and it all seems to come back to this core issue of data privacy.
Right. And it really raises the question about this balance between AI innovation and data security. Can we have both?
That's the big question.
Is it even possible?
Yeah.
Do we have to choose one over the other?
Yeah, these are questions we need to be asking ourselves as AI keeps evolving.
Yeah. And I think this whole case really brings those questions to light.
It does.
In a way that we haven't really seen before.
It does. It's not just theoretical anymore.
Right.
This is impacting real people, real organizations.
Exactly. And it forces us to confront some maybe uncomfortable truths about what this new world of technology might actually look like.
Yeah, so what do you think?
I don't know. It's tough.
What do you think, listeners?
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Where do you stand on this?
Yeah.
Is it possible to have this amazing AI and strong data security?
Yeah.
Or are we going to have to choose?
I don't know.
It's a tough call.
It is.
And there's not an easy answer.
No easy answers here, but
it is.
It's definitely something we need to be thinking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
so I think we need to, try to understand the risks and the benefits as best we can and try to navigate this new world in a way that lets us be innovative, but also responsible.
Absolutely.
And it really highlights the fact that this isn't just about Deepseek, it's about the bigger picture, like what happens when we use AI that's developed in countries that have totally different ideas about data privacy.
It's a wake-up call, right?
It is.
We're so used to just grabbing the newest tech, the latest gadget, without really thinking about where it came from or what the risks could be.
Exactly. We just get excited about the shiny new thing.
So how do we find that balance then? How do we get to use all this cool new stuff but still protect ourselves?
That is the $1 million question.
It is.
No easy answers, but I think a big part of it is education and awareness.
Okay.
We got to be more informed about the things we're using. Like where's our data going?
Right.
Who has access to it?
So true. Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
But it can't just be on the user, right?
Right.
Governments and those regulatory bodies
absolutely
got to step up too.
We need rules, clear guidelines, regulations that actually address these new challenges. I mean, the GDPR is a good start.
Yeah.
But it's just a start.
It's like we're building the plane while we're flying it.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah, we're figuring out the rules as we go.
It's a dynamic situation for sure.
And the stakes are high.
They are very high.
So back to Deepseek for a second.
Okay.
What do you make of their silence? Are they scrambling behind the scenes?
I don't know, maybe.
To fix things?
Yeah.
Or are they just hoping this whole thing will blow over?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
They could be working on changing how they handle data.
Right.
Addressing those concerns.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just hunkering down, waiting for the storm to pass.
It's interesting though, right?
It is.
Even with all these bans, Deepseek's still super popular in some places. So obviously not everyone's convinced that this whole data privacy thing is a deal breaker.
That's true, and it shows you that there's a real desire for the kind of tools they're offering people, like the convenience, the capabilities, and for some, maybe those risks just seem like a distant problem.
It's tough, isn't it?
It is.
Like trying to weigh the good stuff AI can do against those risks.
Absolutely. Finding that balance between benefits and risks to our privacy, our security.
And there's no easy answer.
Nope. No one-size-fits-all solution.
What?
But I think this Deepseek thing, it's a good lesson for all of us.
It is.
Reminds us that we got to be more aware, more informed, and more proactive with all this new AI stuff.
Couldn't agree more.
So what about you guys listening?
Yeah, what do you think?
Have you used any of Deepseek's apps?
Yeah.
Are you worried about your data?
We want to hear from you.
Yeah, weigh in.
Let us know what you think.
And as always, do your own research.
Right.
Come to your own conclusions.
Yes.
It's complicated.
It is. No easy answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does feel like we're all part of this huge experiment.
It does.
And we're just trying to figure out the rules as we go.
Yeah, and that's what makes this whole Deepseek thing so interesting, right?
It does.
It's making us face these really big questions about where AI is going and what role it's going to play in our lives.
It's like this balancing act.
It is.
We want all the cool stuff that AI can do.
Yeah.
But we also want to keep our privacy and our security.
Right.
It feels like we're at a crossroads.
I think you're right. And the choices we make now, they're going to have huge consequences.
They are.
It's not just about this one company.
Yeah.
It's about how we're going to handle these kinds of things in the future.
So where do we go from here? What can we do, like, as individuals to deal with this new world?
Well, I think awareness is key.
Okay.
We need to understand the technology we're using. What are the risks?
Right.
Read those privacy policies. Do your research.
Yeah.
Ask questions.
Don't just click accept on every terms and conditions page, right?
Exactly. Be a smart consumer.
Yeah.
And speak up. Let these companies know that data privacy is important to you.
Yeah.
And support those regulations that protect your rights.
It's like voting with your data.
Is.
Choosing to use those platforms and services that actually align with your values.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
We have more power than we think.
We do.
Our choices can shape the future of AI.
So let's wrap things up with a thought for our listeners.
Okay.
This Deepseek thing, it's a reminder that the world of AI is complicated.
It is.
And it's changing all the time. There are some awesome opportunities out there.
It are.
But there are also some real risks.
Realists.
We need to be aware, we need to be informed,
Yeah.
and we need to be engaged.
The future of AI, it's really in our hands.
Well said. And to our listeners, if you found this deep dive into the DeepSeek controversy as interesting as we did,
Yeah.
make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll keep exploring this amazing world of AI,
We will.
bringing you the latest trends,
Absolutely.
but breaking down those complex issues.
all the complex issues.
So stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See ya.
Until then, keep exploring the digital frontier.
Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.